Before giving the speech, I'd like to ask a question. Does anyone here not have a Facebook or Twitter account? No. For me, I just sent a WeChat message to my father who's in China, telling him that I'm gonna give a speech in English today. It's just a few minutes ago. So here I want to say is that technological and economic development, we are now able to contact with our friends and families in different ways, even they are thousands of miles away from you. I believe most of you have enjoyed the convenience of internet, but have you ever thought the negative consequence of technology use interpersonal relationships? In recent weeks, as I take a deep look at the nature of technology use and long-distance relationships, which is the topic in another course, I started to see this in a dialectical way that we should keep a wary eye on potential damage of technology use in interpersonal relationships. Due to the fact that nearly 40% adolescents are reported to have problematic internet use, which results in terrible interpersonal relationships with others. It is necessary to inform the public how to conduct proper interpersonal communication through the internet. Today, I plan to cover 3 parts: the negative influence of technology on interpersonal relationships, ways to eliminate these influence, and what we can do to make the condition better. To begin, we need to have a look at the potential risks. Social media could make people more and more anxious. As more and more people are using social media to share information and promote intimacy, the risk of mental illness is increased. According to Gulati, social media influence people negatively by creating a den of comparison, fragmenting people's time, and reduce close relationships. It is true that the way people communicate have been changed and active. When eating outside, young people prefer checking their phones so that they will not miss the information on digital platforms. Some research worry that teenagers may be lost ability to communicate face-to-face. In addition, interactions through social networks could weaken people's ability to feel emotions. Almost 3/4 of US teens check for a message as soon as they wake up. Greater social media use could lead to the decrease of sleeping hours. On the other hand, the quality of interaction could be seriously weakened when relations are developed and maintained through the internet. In the first place, a lack of in-person communication can create misunderstanding when communicating through the internet. Though partners could see each other via video chat, emotion information is less communicated, which causes mistrust. The lack of nonverbal communication and body language could really make us feel like we are talking with theory sometimes. In the second place, a partner might be added to online communication, and there are discrepancies if their partners are not available when they are expected. That is to say, technology cannot remove these limitations of distance completely. So here's the question: how can these influences be effectively addressed? It is always reasonable that people should be educated to choose proper communication tools in different conditions. Adam and Uliker explore relational manners in the digital age, finding that the most of college students have a better universities of what communication channel to choose for relationships. It is indicate that choice is the result of various motives, including privacy, self-presentation goals, and communication strategies. Another way to help those with mental illness is ensure those in need get help early. The support from the government and social organizations are needed. At the same time, the public, especially young people, should be well educated in schools and universities about the symptoms of internet-associated mental illness and possible ways of proper internet social media use. So the situation would be much more better if these solutions are effectively implemented. Imagine that by 2025, the rate of problematic internet use is 20% lower, and teenagers could enjoy high-quality interpersonal relationships through the internet. People with mental illness can find a place to trade easily. Besides, there are specialized regulations presented by the government to guide people's use of internet. Now with the prospect, are you ready to take actions? Volunteers for social media use education. With strong social responsibilities, we can prepare some materials about proper internet use and then go to your local high schools to give students a speech. This can be helpful if developed into a large scale. Use face-to-face communication as much as possible. This is the best way to share information and cover emotions at the same time. As we are taking courses in campus, we can have groups meetings in person instead of chatting through cell phones if possible. In these ways, we can use social media more effectively and obtain high-quality interpersonal relationship. So, to integrate it all, we all know the potential risks of internet use, interpersonal relationships, and mental health, and we are discussing the possible ways to change the situation. Each of us should be aware of this fact and do something for ourselves and the society. Then we can truly enjoy the use of internet and the relation manners. Does anyone have a question? Yes.
My question is, what are the top 3 signals or signs of mental illness related to social media use?
Yes. Some researchers have associated online social networking with several psychiatric disorders, including depressive symptoms, anxiety, and low self-esteem.
How to evaluate the quality of interpersonal communication?
That's a good question. The quality of interpersonal relationship could be evaluated in various ways. Stability and satisfaction are 2 main factors. Yes.
What are the volunteer groups developed to help teenagers in need?
That's a really good question. So there are many organizations. So Reboot Recover is a non-profit in a technology-driven world. The Child Mind Institute, an independent national non-profit dedicated to transforming the lives of children and families struggling with mental health and living disorders.
The wild card. All 3 of those were pre-planned, right? So
Yes.
we still need a wild card question.
Yes.
How often should people be on social media?
I think it depends on can you say it again?
Like how many hours do you think a day is like a healthy amount to be on social media?
Personally, I think if you just use it sometimes, like when you are lying on bed or when you are afraid to check the phone, it's not just with your family or with your friends. And I think it's a good time. It's like probably half hours.